How is everyone this morning? Are you feeling good? Do you have some energy? It's Thursday. You're a Beachbody coach and it's Thursday. Everyone should be putting a 10 right now in the chat. Like my energy level is a 10. I am a Beachbody coach. In addition to all the other things I'm doing, I'm building an online business. I'm changing lives. It is Thursday. It's the best day of the week for people who are building a Beachbody business. Your level of energy should be 10 right there in the chat. We are recording. So if you have coaches who can't be on, in the middle of the day, we understand that. And the recording will be up a little bit later. So make sure you are muted as you are coming on. The chat is open. And we are going to kick this off. I'm going to stop my sound share right now. So, and let me quit that as well. Oh, cool. So much 10. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let's get going. Happy Thursday, everyone. If we have not met for some unfortunate reason called quarantine and we haven't had the honor of meeting each other at a live event, my name is Julie Voris. I am here in Carmel, Indiana, in my backyard. It's just too nice to be inside, so I'm outside, and we are here to share some kind of tactical tips around how to move your business forward this month, this particular month, and then moving forward. And we know you can get on and do some rah-rah. We'll give you some rah-rah. We'll talk a little bit about mindset, and then we're going to give you some really cool, practical, physical assets, physical, tactical takeaways that you can actually put into practice today. So I'll suggest that you take some notes and that you sit up nice and tall like the CEO that you are and have that mindset going into this call. We're going to be kind of fast and furious and keep you on here for a little bit and then give you the rest of the day to go out and actually implement this stuff, because that's what's most important, right? So to get this started, I want to tell you a little story that has been in my head this week. How many of you, put this in the chat, how many of you have read or listened to, preferably listened to, the book Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey? If you have listened to that book, just put yes in the chat. I mean, if you read it, that's awesome, but you really need to listen to it. You really need to listen to it to hear him. And I've been a very long time Matthew McConaughey fan, very, very long time. And I read that book, of course, when it came out, listened to the book when it came out, and then somehow or other, a podcast kind of showed up in my queue this week and had him on it. And I listened to this podcast and thought, this week on my walk, I'm going to dip back into Green Lights a little bit. So I was listening to it this week on my walk. And this story that he shared came up, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it kind of speaks to where we are right now and where you might be. Because let's face it, here we are on a Thursday morning. It is almost a miracle of all the things that had to conspire to bring us here together right now in this space. Like, you have this business in your life, you've got these coaches, you've got this team, and here we are, you are able on a Thursday morning to show up either live or on a replay. How cool is that? That all the stuff that just had to come together to be right so you could be right here on this call. And as I was listening to this book this week, Matthew McConaughey was talking, I call him Matthew, like we're friends. Matthew and I were talking about how he got to a point in his career where he wanted to do some films that had a little bit more gravitas. He was kind of done with the rom-com stuff. He took a break, a very deliberate break. It was about 20 months of a break, got back into filmmaking, and he had attached himself to a film called The Dallas Buyers Club several years before and decided he really wanted to make this film. So found a director, and they couldn't find a producer. They had no money, because it takes a lot of money to make a movie, and they had no money backing this movie. And he was so convicted that he needed to make this movie. This movie was a burning goal of his. He felt the story was so important to tell. This goal was paramount to him that he just started saying to everyone who would listen, and according to him in the book, to everyone who wouldn't listen, we are making this movie. We start shooting in the fall. He had no producer. He had a director. They started casting a little bit. And then he would say, we're making this movie. We start shooting on October 1st. October 1st, we're shooting in New Orleans. Still no money at this point. And he just kept saying it out loud. We are making this movie. We start shooting in the fall. That's how convicted he was. And just a few weeks before they started shooting, they got a call from a producer who said, I'm going to invest $4.9 million in your movie. They had budgeted the movie for $7 million. So 4.9, they weren't sure they were going to be able to make the movie, but they showed up in New Orleans on October 1st and they made this movie. And if you know the story and you've read the book, you know that Matthew McConaughey went on to win every single acting award, including the Oscar for Best Actor later that season from that movie, that he just decided was going to get made. Put that energy out into the universe and said, we are making this movie. And as he said, sometimes it's not about the decision itself. Sometimes it's about making the decision and putting that energy out there. And I share that with you because I wonder, as we are here in the middle of August, where are you in your decisions? Where are you in your goals? Are you like, well, yeah, this is not going to be the year and it's the middle of August and we're going to coast till the end of the year? Or are we going to take this incredible opportunity that we have sitting right here in our hands and make a decision? How many stories, how many times have you heard on the National Wake Up Call or calls like this where a coach says, you know, I just made a decision to be diamond and 2 weeks later I was. Why is that? Because they made the decision. There was no plan B. There was no option. Matthew McConaughey made a decision. He was going to make this movie, Dallas Buyers Club. No money, no cast, no producer. And somehow the energy that we put out into the universe responds to us. And that movie got made and he won an Oscar for it. After 20 months of not working and a lot of years of rom-coms. That's the power of a decision. And here we are on a Thursday morning coming together for this call. And when you think about it, it's a little bit of a privilege, isn't it? It's a little bit of a privilege. We have this opportunity in our hands to not just change our lives, but change the lives of a lot of other people. And there are people walking around in this earth, 7 billion of them, who would give anything for this privilege. And here we are. And what are we going to do with it? Are we going to make a decision and put a line in the sand, put a stand right now and say, all right, let's go and change and commit and put that energy out into the universe? Well, that's a decision that each of us gets to make. We are here today to give you maybe some tactical, practical stuff to help you in that decision once you make it. Because you and I both know, you already know that all you have to do is make the decision. The rest of the stuff will fall into place. We're here to help you to give you some of that stuff that will help you fall into place. It's your job. It's your calling. Maybe it's your privilege today to make the decision that will move your business forward. We believe in you. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to share with you. You get the opportunity now to kind of say to the universe, I believe in me too. And here's my decision. First up is Micah. She's going to share with us some stuff about inviting. You know, Micah drops the truth. So you better get some notebooks and some pens and some pencils out and start writing. Micah, it's up to you.
All right, Julie, I love you. Okay, here we go, you guys. I know that some of you right now are in a place where you're like, cool, I made the decision 8 months ago and I'm still not there yet. So what up with that? But I want you to really ask yourself, have you made the decision? Because there's a very big difference between putting it out there, like the goal, and then actually deciding that you're going to do it until it happens. And if you have not read the book, The Miracle Equation by Hal Elrod, you need to, because that's what he talks about. You make the decision, you're fully committed, and then you follow it with massive action until the goal is reached, not just for a period of time. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about inviting. Because what I found was I had these goals with the business. I had these things I wanted to do for my family. And I had this really big freaking fear of rejection. And I had this really salty taste in my mouth around hearing no. And I realized really quickly that those things were holding me back in a huge way. And we will only do things that we hate for so long. And then you stop doing them because they feel icky and they feel gross. And that's how in my brain I felt every time I got rejected. I would literally avoid opening the message because I didn't want to feel it. I was just like, I'm just going to leave it there because I can already see the first snippet of the no or the not right now or the whatever. And I don't want to deal. And I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out because I have massive goals and that's going to take massive action and it's going to take massive no's in order to get to my yeses, which obviously that's just duh. That's just duh. But for some reason, we still can't get through that. So what I did, and this is the tactical part, I learned that if I was giving them value back, I felt good. And I could leave that conversation open. It was no longer, have you guys heard, always be closing, always be closing? Well, in my brain, I'm like, no. And in fact, it's funny. I just recorded a podcast with a guest this past week. And one of his mantras for marketing with soul is never be closing. And I'm like, I relate to that. Oh my gosh, yes. Always keep the conversation open. Always keep the door open. Never burn bridges. Never leave it on negative. Always end giving value. And so I'm like, okay, well, how can I do this? And so I started with, and this is what I want you guys to come up with. Whatever your audience finds valuable, every one of you are different. Every one of you leads with a different message. Your audience comes to you for a different reason. So what are they there for? And within the conversation, what are you talking about? So maybe have a freemium or a value add that is a sample workout, a link to a sample workout, a little PDF with a few of your favorite recipes. It could be a podcast link that you love. It could be one of my coaches is huge on body positivity and body image. It could be like her 5 top tips to improve your body image and your mindset around your goals or whatever it is. Create something, have something, grab a link and have it ready so that when they say, you know what, it's not a good time or no, or I'm not into this, whatever, you can say, girlfriend, no problem. I am here for you always. I do these every single month. The door is always open for you. In the meantime, here is this. This has helped me. This is what I love. Or we were chatting about how you struggle with this. This is something that can help you. Leaving them with value, leaving it positive, leaving the door open. One, completely shifts your energy around inviting. After I did that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that felt so good. That felt so good. Let me go invite some more. Let me go find some more people. And it got rid of the fear of rejection for me. And so if that's something that's holding you back, which I know it's very common, that is something that put in play today. Have your no response ready. And then depending on what you guys were chatting about, if you want to switch it up and personalize the actual value add, do it. But have like an initial just go to no response so that you're no longer afraid to get rejected. Obviously, you'll find your yeses in between, but having that for me was a game changer. So that's something that I want you guys to put in play because it will change your energy around inviting. And obviously, if we can change our energy and be excited to invite and know what a gift we have to share, you'll go out and open your mouth and plant a million seeds today. And that's what it's going to take to hit your goals. So let's freaking go. All right. Now we have a video from Ruth because she couldn't be on live. Julie, do you want to share that or am I host that I can share? Can you make me co-host?
I can.
Or you can share it if you have it up.
I don't have it up.
Okay, make me co-host and I'll share it. I have it. And Ruth is going to give us like a invite kind of walkthrough of how to create your invite and craft it so that it's personal to you. And so it'll go right along with what I was chatting about. So one sec, let me pull this up and give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear this.
Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you about the 4-sentence invite model. All right, this is going to be down dirty and to the point. I'm going to keep it under 5 minutes. So here we go. I will also be giving you all of these resources that I am showing you. So Let's hop right in. So the first thing we want to do is we want to open with a personal statement about this individual. No matter who you're messaging, you should know something about them, either from their Instagram or because you know this person from high school or from college. Just like Micah talked about, we are always networking and connecting and getting to know the people that we are going to be inviting. So we open with a personal statement about them. So, hey, Sally, I can't believe how big Tommy has gotten. The second sentence, we want to give them an out and recognize that it's random right away. Okay. So this just takes the pressure off of them. I hope you don't mind me reaching out, and I'm not sure if this would be your type of thing or not, but I wanted to invite you to check out the online wellness group I'm hosting. Easy peasy, right? The third sentence, you're going to share why you love it and how it's helped you, whether it's the business or the boot camp. I needed something positive to focus on with everything going on, and this has been such a great outlet for me. Plus, I've learned how to make healthy meals for my family. And then the fourth sentence, this is where we are going to ask them a question to gauge their interest. It is not a question unless it ends with a question mark. Okay. Are you working towards your health goals? Is the example I have here. If you put, let me know, that does not count. Let me know is passive. We want to end with a question so they will respond to us either way. Okay. And if you're saying, let me know, that might be a reason why you're not hearing back from the people that you're inviting. All right. So in the chat thread, I want you guys to tell me what question you typically end with when you're inviting. And remember, this is one way to do something. It doesn't mean that you're wrong for doing it how you've done it. And the other leaders on here have great invite examples as well. And they've taught you how to do things awesome as well. So I'm just showing you one method that I like to use. All right. So the question I actually like to end with coaching and the business opportunity is, have you ever considered being a coach before? In this, I actually find that people will say no and then give me their objection right away. So then I could come back, speak to that objection, and I still go on to ask if they want to check out the webinar. Okay. So let me show you some examples, but before I even get there, let's go over a few mistakes that I see. Number one, don't assume that someone is not interested in what you're offering. How many of you guys go to send a message and you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to think that I'm just trying to sell them something. Oh my gosh, they're not going to want to do this. Why are you thinking that? Maybe they are literally online Googling a health and fitness program right now. I was literally online looking for something like our online bootcamp community. They could be too. Number two, don't treat them like a sale. Talk to them like they are a human. What we're asking them to do is a very personal journey, right? We're not just selling them something. We're going to be taking a journey with them. And you have to treat them like a human. Show them that you care. Show them compassion. Yes, we give you examples of how to message people, but at the end of the day, you have to put your spin on it. Okay. You have to put your words into it, and you have to listen to them and respond to them in a way that can't come from a script. If someone says to me, oh my gosh, I just walked into my closet and I can't fit into any of my pants anymore, I'm not gonna be like, oh, cool, let me tell you about my online boot camp. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I have been there and I know how hard that is. And what I don't want you to do is beat yourself up, because it's been a heck of a year and you're not the only one who's been going through that. You're not the only one. So give yourself a little grace and let me tell you about my online boot camp, because I do think it could help you. All right. So I always wanted to empathize with where they are at. Third thing, don't send them a link to shop your Beachbody website or to your free group. Don't do it. Don't do it. Fourth thing, don't spam them with unnecessary information until you know that they're interested. Okay. Do you ever get like a super long message from like another direct salesperson and it's like a foot long and you're like, I don't have time for this message. I get personally offended when I get those. So keep it short, sweet, 4 sentences, 45 sentences. Don't ask them to join your online bootcamp in the first message by saying like, hey, do you want to join me? Right? They don't know what you're offering yet in detail. So you asking them to join out of the gate, they're like, whoa, I don't know. Do I want to join you? What am I committing to? I don't know what I'm committing to. Does it cost money? Does it not cost money? What do I have to do? Okay. So gauge their interest first. Like, would you be interested in learning more? Do you want to check out my online boot camp and what it's all about? But if you ask to join out of the gate, they might they're like, I don't know, what am I joining? Okay. And then lastly, don't insinuate that they need to lose weight or get in shape. Be very careful with how you word things, and just be very aware of that, of how you're speaking and how you are wording things. So we never make anyone feel like we are insinuating that they need to lose weight and get in shape, because we know that's not what this is about. We know it's so much more than any of those things. And we are truly offering them the opportunity to feel absolutely amazing, no matter their shape, their size. We're offering them confidence in a box, in my mind. All right, so just very quickly, we're going to look at 2 examples here. You're going to have the sheet. You're also going to have the links to it. So here we go. Hey, Sally, I can't believe how big Tommy's gotten. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting my fitness posts. It really means so much, because it's scary to put myself out there. I've teamed up with my coach and we're running an online wellness group. The positivity in the group is everything I need right now. No pressure either way, but I'd love to share more if you're looking for that type of thing. Are you currently working towards any health goals? Okay. So it was personal in the beginning. The person, my post, so that was a great reason to message them. I shared about the group, and then I gave them an out by saying no pressure either way. All right. So I was like, hey, no pressure. It's totally cool. This isn't for you, right? And then I asked them about their goals. Now I'm going to scroll down to the business. And let's look here. This was a girl that I knew from college, but I hadn't talked to in a while. And I said, hey, Sarah, Ben is so jealous of your recent bike trip. He once went so bad. So this might be random and maybe it's not for you, but I really think you'd be an amazing Beachbody coach because everyone loved you in college. Have you ever considered it? I'm just getting started, but it's been such a positive experience. My coach has built full-time income by doing it, and I'll be next. Have you ever thought about it? Again, I say, have you ever thought about it? Because usually they tell me their objections and I can go from there. And then how about a challenger to coach really fast to end it? Hey, Sarah, your results are amazing. You're already inspiring everyone in our group. Because of that, I had to ask if you've ever considered being a coach. Maybe it's not for you, but with your results, you could earn some fun money for travel. I've just started, but can afford weekly groceries with the side gig. Plus, it holds me accountable. Have you ever thought about it? Okay. And those are some of my examples. You can go down here and you can click and you'll see more examples. That is all I have for you. My time is up, and let's go change some lives, guys. Thanks for being.
All right, I'll chime in, Micah. Awesome. Can you hear me okay? I switched to headphones. Okay, so I'm going to drop Ruth's document in the chat. So grab that, open a tab in your browser or put in the notes section on your desktop and dig into that a little bit later. But those are all the resources she just went over. So I have a note section on my laptop, typing all the things from Julie, from Micah, from Ruth. So I'm going to go next, and then Holly's going to bring up the end. So make sure you stay on to the end because Holly is going to specifically focus in on business invites. So I want to dive into something very tactical, maybe overly tactical, but we wanted to give you something very concrete to do today. And I'm going to show you how to do an Instagram story series that basically makes your life easy month after month. The big part of this business, in my opinion, I've been in the business 8.5, coming up on 9 years. And it's all about creating the work one time and then just revising it, right? So when you do the work for something like this, an invite series on Instagram or something like that, or challenge group templates or something like that, there is so much reward in committing to getting it done and then just looking back at what you did before and tweaking it and revising it as things change, as you want to change it up. But there is so much value in having that work done. So that's what this is. I'm going to literally pass on a template link for you to make my Instagram series invite your own. And what I want you to do is change the name of it in your Canva account. And I want you to look at it for September, and then again for October, and then again for November, and then again for December, and just make small adjustments and tweaks as you need it. Now, all this to say, if you've got a flow that's working awesome, great, do that, right? But this is if you need a little refresher, you want to try something different. And the whole point of it being a template is you change my wording, you change the order in which I do it, and you make it your own. But there is a lot of reward that comes when you discipline yourself in the way that you share. So let me share my screen. I'm going to walk you through it first, and then I'm going to share the template link, okay? Let's see. All right. So the first little, 9x16 screen that you'll see is your goals, right? So I've got this very specific for inviting to your September groups. Okay. Now, this specific flow, you guys, is going to do the whole, I've got 2 options for you. Now, technically we have 3, right? Because we have preferred customer. But in my opinion, sometimes giving them all the things is just way too much information, right? So you can obviously segue to preferred customer if that's your choice, or you can leave that for personal conversation. But in these stories, you're going to give 2 options: them to join your challenge group as a customer, or them to join your team as a coach. Those are the 2 options that you'll see in this template. If you need to make tweaks, you do that. The goal is starting today and all the way through, what my deadline would be is August 26th, is to invite to your September challenge group, right? And also invite to your team. Then within the August 27 to August 31, that's really supposed to be finalizing things, letting people sneak in last minute because they were out of town or whatever it is. You don't want to be hustling for your Success Club goals or your team building goals that last, 4 or 5 days of the month. You want that to just be like, okay, let's get any stragglers in, let's clean up, make sure we didn't miss anybody, and get prepared for what's to come, right? So the main goal here is to invite to your next group and highlight your growing team. Okay, next slide. Tomorrow is August 20th, which happens to be a Friday. So today you're going to make adjustments to my template. You're going to make it your own. You're going to make it feel good. You're going to get comfortable with it. You're going to get confident with it. And then you're going to share it tomorrow. Okay. Now, again, if the dates are wrong for you, then switch up the dates. I'm doing the August 26th deadline so that you've got that buffer at the end of the month. And I'm doing this based on the assumption that you're going to start your September challenge group after Labor Day, right? So that's the 6th of the month. Okay. So you'll get them in maybe over the weekend for some prep, or get them familiar with whatever platform you're using, bod groups or Facebook, and then go from there. Again, if the dates are misaligned with your dates, then just change them. But the goal here is for you to share this series. Well, after you've edited it and made it your own, you're going to share this series in your Instagram stories Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And again, the focus is September challenge group and giving an RSVP deadline. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, where you see this intro slide, this is you talking to your phone. We want to see your face, right? We want to hear your voice. We want to hear your excitement. And the goal is one story, one 15-second clip. Now, don't stress about that, but that's the goal. You want to keep it short, not long-winded in the beginning, because if you're long-winded in the beginning, the reality is you'll lose them, right? So you want to keep it short. You want to introduce your September challenge group, right? By talking to the camera or doing a boomerang and introducing this next set of slides, right? The goal is to be brief so that they stay on your stories and continue to watch, okay? But you're going to introduce it personally, okay? So that's the first slide. The next slide might look something like this. September, I call my challenge group Fit Camp. September Fit Camp, enrolling now, right? Maybe it's just you in the picture working out. Maybe it's you and your family, or you and your kids, or maybe you had a recent retreat or get together or whatever, and you've got a picture that you could put in with some friends or teammates, whatever fits your vibe, right? I put some little, specific things that I highlight around my groups: weekly giveaways, streamlined accountability, and meal plans. And then I'm going to put an Instagram interaction sort of thing there in the bottom. A poll. It might be, my polls are usually like a star emoji, star eyes emoji, and like a running shoe. Or maybe it's like a salad and a running shoe, because then they're like, oh yeah, I need more help with nutrition. So like whatever you want to do, or you can do the little slider, whatever you want to do. The whole point is to play the Instagram game and get them interacting on your stories. Okay. So that's sort of like the intro to what you're inviting to, right? And then it's like what you get. This is what you get, right? This is my language. This is my summary. Use it if you want, or change it up, right? So I've got 4 people, myself included, on the bottom right. 2 of them are my friends, the top 2 great coaches in the network. A coach of mine to the left is Ashley, and my own transformation. So in the template link, you can simply drop your own picture over mine or whoever's you want to replace and put your own in there, right? And then you would just, edit Brittany to Micah, or edit Brittany to Hannah, or whatever. So what you get: membership access, the digital fitness library, 2 nutrition programs, meal plans included, daily superfood smoothie. That's what I call Shakeology to my public audience. Additional nutrition support, daily virtual support, streamlined tracking app, one-on-one coaching. And then I also included unlocked digital bonus library and an option for live virtual fitness classes. this is my summary. This is what would get me like, oh, that's a lot. I get a lot when I sort of sign up. It's not just like I'm pushing play. There's a lot here. There's a lot of value. Okay. And I'm obviously showcasing results at the same time. Okay. So September challenge is, I just like sort of generalized it there. You can change it to whatever you want. Are you ready? Join our next virtual challenge and commit with us everything you need for fun and results. Again, I put our deadline here, start September 6th, RSVP by August 26th. So you're going to swap out those pictures. Okay. So now you stop. Okay. So you've shared a bunch of things. Now you stop. Now you follow these up by talking to the camera about the group of people that are getting prepared to start this program together, and give a call to action. Again, it's ideal if it's one story, 15 seconds, maybe 2, maybe 30 seconds. That's it, right? You're going to give a call to action. Tell them to do something on the next slide. Slide the slider if you want some more info, or on the next slide, if you have a swipe up option, swipe up and give me your email and I'll send you some more details. Give them some kind of call to action. And again, keep it short, simple, and wrap up the challenge group invite before now moving on to inviting to your team, right? So now we move into option 2. Option 2 is whatever you call your new coach thing, right? New coach mentorship, new coach onboarding, new coach squad, whatever, new coach, I don't know what people call it these days, new coach training, whatever. Okay. So now you're going to stop and you're going to talk to the camera about the group of people that you're getting prepared to start this program together. And you're going to, oh, sorry, that went to the wrong slide for some reason. That's weird. Okay, there's. Now you're offering the second option of coaching, right? Of joining your team, talking to the camera, building the business, helping others, and advocating for wellness. Whatever your vibe is, whatever your like thing that sticks out to you about coaching and the business, that's what you're going to talk about here. It's going to be brief, right? The goal is to keep it short. And then I just have like a summary page of what the new coach mentorship is, right? So details, you're going to have access to the same total solution as our customers, plus a 25% affiliate discount, plus an option for private mentorship from me to either build a business or inspire others for fun, right? And so I put this type of wording in because this is what I talk about. You can use my exact wording if you're new to this, or you can just think about it and say, how would I talk about this? What's most important to me? And then change it up a little bit, right? And then, so this is obviously pretty short, right? The goal with this series is to give them the 2 options, fitness or business, right? And you're introducing it. And then the goal is to go into more detail and private conversations, right? The goal is to get them saying, hey, I'm interested. I want to learn a little bit more. The next slide for you guys is just sort of a recap. And again, using the Instagram features like a poll. Okay, what do you want? Option 1 or option 2? And you could put in the poll 1 or 2, right? And then you can kind of figure out if you're going to direct message them, if they put their email somewhere. And then we've got a sign up thing. You can replace that boomerang. I've got one with 15 spots. I've got one with 10 spots. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, but that's the whole vibe. And then I put in some extras for some transformations from 9-Week Control Freak. So you can sprinkle these in, or you can replace them with your own teammates or your success partners transformations, right? So I like to give their name and like a little bit about them, right? Wife, mom of 2, lawyer, down 12 pounds, oh, sorry, I don't know why that keeps doing that. Okay, so Emily, so you guys get the point. You're like just kind of recapping a little bit of their story, which is really powerful for people to see transformations other than just your own. Okay. And that's it. All right. So I will share that template link in the chat. So I know we got to move on to Holly. But the goal here is for you, today's work is to make that your own. That it takes work, but I'm telling you guys, if you do the work today, it'll pay off for September, then it'll pay off for November, right? It'll keep paying off. So do the work to edit this and make it your own. And then my suggestion is for you to be prepared to share this series, your edited personalized series, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So you save it. Like when you're talking to your phone, you can save that. That could be what you use every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't have to redo it every single time. What I usually do is I usually film like twice a month. So like if I'm talking about, oh, I'm so excited about my September challenge group, I'll probably film that, use that for 1 or 2 weeks. And then I'll do maybe one other one, right? So that it's a little bit fresh content. That's just what I do. You don't have to do that, but that's what I do. And again, you're recycling the content and editing as you need it. And that sign up sheet that you guys saw, the 15 spots and the 10 spots, you're going to continue to share that throughout the week as people lock in, as they commit, as they RSVP, because that's just social proof, right? That's social credibility, showing people that others are joining and they're like, oh, maybe I should join. Maybe I should join. I'm interested too. Okay. If we have time for questions, we can segue to that maybe at the end, but I want to get to Holly, and I'm going to drop the template link at the end after Holly's done so that we're all focused and get the most out of it. Okay. All right, Holly, all yours.
Yay, you guys. Oh my gosh. My like chat threads are blowing up. This is amazing. I'm so excited. And I want to talk a little bit about like move away from, hey, we're just inviting to challenge groups, to how do we invite to coaching, and how do we do it every single day? Julie commented that she was on a call the other day, and I think it was with Brad, and Brad had asked like, okay, so how many people have invited to coaching this week? And like, no one raised their hand. And she was like, what is happening? And I'm like, I don't know, but you know what? I bet a lot of my team would say the exact same thing. I bet a lot of people on this call right now would say the exact same thing. It's really comfortable to invite to challenge groups, right? These slides don't make you uncomfortable to post. But for some reason, we get really uncomfortable when we talk about that business opportunity. So I want to break down the 3 ways that I talk about the business opportunity every single day publicly, and then how do I transition that into a private invite. So the 3 ways, I have 3 categories, and I am a very visual person. So when I started my business, I had these 3 categories up on my whiteboard: past, present, and future. So past, I want you to write down all the reasons that you started Beachbody. Why did you become a coach? Because we all know it was a hard decision. We all know that becoming a Beachbody coach came with its own fears, right? But somewhere inside of you, your hopes and dreams, or the pain of where you were, was so great that it overcame those fears. So where were you? So when I started, I was a depressed corporate engineer. I was watching my husband work his dream job. I had no passion in my current work. And so there are lots of different stories. And this is why I want you to really make a list. Why did you start? And where were you when you started? Sorry, guys. Someone mute. So where were you when you started mentally, right? What did that feel like? So then when we go present, this is the things that you do every single day. Okay. So present right now, this should be the easy one to talk about. I don't know why people don't talk about it, or actually I think we talk about it, but I don't think we do it in the right way. So present, if you are on this call and you posted a boomerang and like on a Zoom call, no one cares. And in fact, no one wants to be on a Zoom call. That we've all got work. Everyone's so sick of Zoom. It is not impressive to be on a Zoom call at 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning. No one cares. Okay. So how do we talk about what we're doing right now and make people care and make people want to be a part of this? Because we know right here, right now, this is special. This is energy. This is us building our dreams. And so I want you in your present column to, of course, this is all the things we do, but it's why does the woman on the other side of the screen care? So this almost goes back to like your avatar, right? And so for me, I'm thinking in this present column, what are her objections? And how can I overcome those by showing her what I am doing and how what I am doing can serve her? So I'm on a Zoom call right now, and maybe my avatar, my avatar is sitting back saying, gosh, I would love to build a business on social media from home with my kids. I would love that freedom, but like, I don't even know where to start. So when I post this Zoom boomerang or whatever it may be, my messaging will be that 6 legacy leaders, 6 top leaders came together to provide tactical resources to help coaches grow their businesses. And so then I'm going to go live. I'm going to pick out 1 or 2 ways to go with that, right? And this is going to be in your marketing. This is going to be in who you're talking to. So maybe I go with, gosh, it's incredible. I go with the community piece that 6 top level leaders can mastermind, brainstorm, and come together. That's women empowering women. And it's a really powerful community. Maybe your avatar needs the community piece. Maybe she needs to not feel so alone, and you can show her that. Or maybe she's like, no, I'm good. I don't feel alone, but like, damn, I don't know how to build a business. And so maybe you get on your stories and then you say, gosh, I had found, like I had no idea what I was doing when I began this business. But what I found is that by joining a top team, because you are all top coaches on top teams with the top resources in the network. So by joining these top teams, I'm getting the top resources in the network, and I get to give those to my coaches. I get to help my team grow. It's not, I'm getting all these amazing trainings, look at me. It is, how can I serve? If you haven't read like Donald Miller, Building a Story Brand, you are not the hero. The person on the other side is the hero, and you are the guide. You are the guide here to show them that they are the hero of their own story and that you have resources for them. So this is what I think about when I think about present. And every single day you are working your business. And every single day you have something that can serve the woman on the other side thinking about that. So that should be just like easy, right? We share our workouts every day. Why aren't we sharing what we do as coaches every day and showing the woman on the other side how we can be their guide? And if you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a brand new coach. You don't have to, because you're doing it with a community of women, because you have coaches who have been there, because you are building this business and walking alongside that new coach who's about to build with you. And then future, where are you going? Guys, you've got to paint the vision of where you're going for people. And again, I am super, super visual. So when I was, we moved all the time, and I would get on Zillow and literally be like, this is the house I'm working for. And I just get on Zillow and I'd like click through photos and I would put it on my stories and I would put music to it. And I would tell people why this was my dream and what I was building. And it was not about the things. It was not about the house. It was about the emotions. It was about the life that was going to grow inside that house. It was about the freedom to say, this is the life I want to create for my children. So as you're thinking about this future vision, remember the emotions, and that it's not just a picture of a car or a house. What is that emotion that the woman on the other side may be feeling? Why might she want that or need that? And you have to remember that you dreaming big gives another woman permission to dream big as well. And you dreaming big and saying, guys, when I was talking about wanting my dream house, like that, it was nowhere close. I was living in France, and I wasn't even able to move. I was there for my husband's job. There was no buying this dream house, but one day I was. You don't have to talk about what you're going to do in 3 weeks. You just have to talk about what you're building step by step, so that when you show up in the present, that is connected to those future dreams. And one just side note, when we talk about the future, I hear people say so often, well, I can't talk about leaving my full-time corporate job, right? I can't talk about leaving my job, and that's my big dream. So I want to encourage you guys to look beyond that, because that's not your big dream. Why do you want to leave that job? What is the freedom that it gives you? So you don't need, and also guys, I tell my coaches all the time, like, we don't compare things. I'm not going to compare Shakeologies to like Herbalife or something. Like that's beneath me, right? Here's my product. Here's what I know about it. And here's why I know it's great. It's the same thing with Beachbody and a corporate job. I'm not here to talk bad about my corporate job. I'm not here to say if a woman loves her corporate job, like, go do what you love, keep working it. What I'm here to do is to say, there's a piece of me that just isn't fulfilled in that. Like, I was an engineer. So saying like, as an engineer, I taught cycle classes every morning, not 3 times a week, at 6 a.m. classes at the gym. And no one was saying to me, oh my gosh, are you leaving your corporate job to become a cycle instructor? No, it was just another passion I had. We are multifaceted people who are allowed to dream and do things outside our corporate job. So remember that as well. By sharing about this opportunity, you're not saying, I'm going to go quit my job or this job sucks, right? And maybe that job can't give you the freedom. For me, it couldn't. For me, a 2% raise wasn't going to give me the life that I wanted. And so I was going to create something that would fill me in a way that the corporate job didn't, and that would give me financial freedom. But that didn't mean that I had to leave it. And it didn't mean by talking about it that I was talking poorly about that corporate job. So if you're saying I can't talk about this business opportunity because I have a job, that is just complete crap. And you've got to get past that roadblock and dream bigger. My corporate job would not have bought me the house we're building right now. It just wouldn't. And I could still be working that corporate job and this one, and I never have that house unless I focused on this one as well. This is additional revenue. Guys, millionaires have at least 7 streams of income. You're a smart business owner. You're a smart woman building businesses and helping people and making an impact in the process. So past, tell your story again and again and again and again. Present, what are you doing and how does it serve the person on the other side? And future, what are you building for your family? And what are those dreams and visions that maybe she can connect with? And while you're doing those, I do polls and I do engagement things. And then that leads me into conversations. Guys, a question box, when you like show your like dream house and you've got like, inspirational music on, because don't ever doubt the power of music and visuals. Music and visuals to pull someone into your dream, and then a question box on there. What is your greatest dream? Right? And then say, I'd love to post these. I'd love to post slides full of positivity and women dreaming big. And then you just start conversations with them, right? You start talking to them about their dreams. And when I invite people to coaching, I am just asking so simply, have you ever thought of building a business and earning an income on social media? I never, ever thought I would be working from home with my children, building a business. That's it, right? That's it. Have you ever thought about building a business from home, from your phone? Because it's changed my life, right? And I love Ruth's tip. I always start with something about them, right? Talk to them about their dreams. Talk to them about how they could just start by, working an hour a day and earning in some extra income, but that it could potentially grow to that. So I want to encourage you guys to dream so big and to share those huge, huge dreams with other people. Because the only thing that we do in this business is serve. We either serve them in their health and fitness journeys and make them better, stronger women physically and emotionally, or we also serve them with a business opportunity that could change their entire future. And whether that be financial or whether that be the community they're being brought into. So there's nothing that you can invite to in this business that is salesy, that is gross. We are here to provide value and be of service to people who need what we have. So, all right, guys, sorry, this went a little long, but guys, I hope you found value. Go look in the chat right now, copy that link. That is Brittany Leggett's story invite template. Go take that, take these tools, take the story invite template, take Ruth's, her whole, here's how you invite step-by-step process, and start inviting publicly, privately, and with passion and energy. Please go drink your Energize, turn on your music, pump yourself up, and let other people feel that pure excitement and joy that you have. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on. You're amazing. Have a great day, guys. Bye.